FM. Never forget that. Let it stick somewhere. It is Wednesday the 28th day in the month of February 2024. By this time tomorrow we'll be in the last day of the month, and by this time the day after tomorrow we will be in the terrible month of March 2024. And I know some of you are smiling already. You have received that thing that usually happens or comes at the end of the month. So congratulations to you. Yesterday, yesterday was an eye-opener for me. It's not like I'm not aware, but yesterday sort of opened my eyes to how bad things can get. I went to the market. I went to Rumokoro Market, to be precise. And shout out to everyone who recognized me at the market. I didn't know that people could literally pick my voice from a crowd and tell me that you're a so person. So when I was haggling prices with the market people, even when I was speaking pidgin, a couple of people said, you sound like that lady on Nigeria Info. And I tried to deny it, and before you know it, they called my name. And I'm like, so Rumokoro people listen to Nigeria Info. So shout out to everyone at Rumokoro, both the traders and the people who buy from Rumokoro Market. So yes, at the point where I was haggling for the price of stockfish, one of our listener identified me. I didn't get a chance to ask his name, but to everyone, shout out to you. So back to what I was saying. Yesterday opened my eyes to the hike in food prices. You know, we've been talking about it on Nigeria Info. As a matter of fact, some of the prices had made it to a news report. So whatever I'm going to share with you now is current price as at yesterday. So if you're in the market today, who knows? Because from what the traders were telling me, for some of them who had gotten in touch with the factory for the packaged foods, they said the factory had given them some sort of pre-information to a possible hike in the prices of some of these items. Things like vegetable oil, things like tin, tomato paste. So with either tin or sachet, all right? So the lady advised me to buy, because I actually was supposed to go back to Rumokoro Market on Saturday for a different shopping entirely. Yesterday was to cook. The one for Saturday was for something different. So she advised me to buy, because I may come back on Saturday and discover that what she had told me was selling for 2,100 for a 1.1 kg pack of tomato paste will possibly go up to like 3,000 naira. So I had to buy. All right. What did I buy? I bought stockfish, dry fish, afang, water leaf, goat's meat, palm oil, fresh pepper, fresh tomatoes, tomato paste. What else did I buy? Periwinkle. I think periwinkle's price is still stable. I mean, stockfish price had gone up. The fish I used to get for 1,000 naira, dry fish, is now being sold for 2,000 naira. As at the beginning of February, I was able to get a stockfish head for 800 naira. That same stockfish head of 800 naira is being sold at 1,700 naira as we speak. So, relief solutions are what we're discussing today. I'm looking at a special report talking about no relief for Nigerians as sky-high food prices bite harder. But what if there is indeed a relief? What if there is a solution? Ever heard of something called subsistence farming? If you did agriculture in primary school, these were some of the basic things that we were taught in agriculture. You know, agricultural science is the cultivation of land for the production of food for man, feed for animal, and raw materials for our industry. Pretty basic definition of agriculture. And then there were types of agriculture. We have the commercial agriculture. You see, some of those things we're able to buy at the market is made possible by people who have ventured into commercial agriculture. It's a business for them. But then there's subsistence agriculture, subsistence farming, which is where the farmer is raising livestock and planting solely for himself and his family members, living little, if any, surplus for sale or trade. Now we'll go on a commercial break, and when we come back, I'll share something with you Stay tuned to us. But the possibility of subsistence farming being a solution.
Please listen to this announcement. It has come to the notice
Money side. So subsistence farming solution to hike in food prices. The increasing cost of food commodities in Nigeria has actually become a serious cause for concern in recent years. The situation became more complex after our president announced the end of fuel subsidy payments during his inauguration as president on 29 May 2023. This year, May 29th, will make it exactly 1 year. Now, the ripple effects of this policy became more evident in the skyrocketing prices of goods and services, as well as the transportation costs across the country, with ripple effect on food inflation. Now, if we look at some of the things that we will call basic needs of man, you see food that gives nutrition to the body, I think is on the top of the list. I mean, there's food, there's shelter, there's clothing, but nothing beats food. I think it should be number one. If it's not number one for some of us, I mean, a homeless person who is hungry is worse. A homeless person who has something to eat, at least has something to stay alive for, has something to drive the person. Could subsistence farming be considered as a solution to hiking food prices? If everyone decides to start planting, would it help? Now, back to what I was saying about what I saw at the market. I never imagined in my life that a head of water leaf will cost 200 naira for one. I heard it used to be 300 naira even, that the price has come down. So as basic as water leaf. I cried begging the afang seller to sell me afang leaf. You know, she had cut a whole tray, and that whole tray before now, you know, there's a way they used to throw the afang and it would just come and hip up. I mean, 700 naira, 600 naira, 800 naira. She was telling me 1.5. I literally was begging for her to sell it to me for 1,000 naira. Now, the saving grace I had for water leaf, and that is where I drew inspiration for this conversation from. I had to buy 3 heads from the market because just by my bedroom window in my compound, I was able to harvest more than 1 head of water leaf. I didn't plant it. As a matter of fact, I have uprooted water leaf from that spot several times. So I uproot to cook, and before you know it, it grows again. I don't water it. I don't as much as go and check or weed or nothing. Nothing whatsoever. So for every time I uproot, it grows again. My neighbor's domestic help had uprooted before, and it grew. And so one of these days I said I was going to uproot it and throw it away. Thank God I did not uproot and throw it away. So you see that water leaf by my bedroom window served as a saving grace for me. So I was able to harvest part of the water leaf I used to cook afang soup yesterday. In my compound, there is scent leaf. So I made yam and pepper soup with dried catfish. This was the on Monday morning. Yes. I had to just go out and pluck a few scent leaves, and that was how I made the yam and pepper soup. In my compound, there is something called Hospital Tufa. Still in my compound, we have bitter leaf planted. Now, in my neighbor's compound, I look at a very tall pawpaw tree with so many fruits. They can't even harvest it because it's so tall, and what's it called now? It gets ripe up there, and then the birds come and they eat it. I see plantains, I see bananas. My sister-in-law's neighbor, that's a compound before theirs or after theirs, it depends on the direction you're coming from, has a lot of plantain trees. They are not grooming it. The neighbors cannot be bothered. As a matter of fact, we were the ones that sighted bunches of plantain in December. Some had gotten ripe and fell to the ground and were getting rotting on the ground. And then we spotted about 10 more. Like I said, these things were growing effortlessly. We had to call the attention of one of the tenants that, how you are aware that there are bunches of plantain? They said they can't see it. And we started from, we're upstairs. They lived in the bungalow. We started pointing to them. And that was how they harvested it. And these plantains, they were looking really, really mature. There are plantains and there are plantains. They are the ones that that this plantain is Odogu plantain. And guess what? For being nice enough to tell them that they had plantains, they dashed us some. We ended up buying 1 bunch from them. I think we bought that 1 bunch for like 5,000 naira. That particular bunch in the market will be sold for nothing less than 10,500 naira. Now, with all of these analysis, it only shows that while we may not be able to plant everything that we need, there is a possibility that we can plant some of the things that are quite basic. Some of the things that when we have them, we don't need to necessarily spend much. Now, I know some of you will come up with the argument, not every compound has that kind of space to plant things. But I hear that there are people who rent lands that are yet to be developed by their owners for planting. At the entrance of my street, I see that they have cleared a particular land, and I just know it's planting season again. In the next few days, I'm going to see a particular lady come and start planting cassava. And guess what? She will produce gari with it. Oh, did I tell you that a rubber of gari is now 2,400 naira? From 1,003, 1,004, I bought it the last time. No, that's how serious it can get. So, could subsistence farming be considered as a solution to hike in food prices? That's question number 1. Question number 2. Do Nigerians currently have the time and skill required to practice subsistence farming? What do I mean? I'm here now. I'm having a conversation on radio. The chances are that even if I choose to want to plant things, who caters to the things I'm planting? Who waters them? Who is bothered about, ensuring that they indeed grow? Now, while you may also want to talk about land and all of that, I have seen online and on some YouTube videos how it was possible for people to even plant things in polythene bags. I think that's what they are called, in polythene bags. So people can just have these bags, fill them with sand, arrange them somewhere, and plant and continue to water them. Let's talk. Again, the questions are: could subsistence farming be considered as a solution to hiking food price? Two things: the possibility that when everybody is farming, well, you that wants to put your price very high, you may want to consider. And two, if you cannot afford what is being sold in the market, you may as well grow it for your consumption. But then, do Nigerians currently have the time and skill required to practice it? 0817 923 0002. Again, 0817 923 0003. Once again, 0817 923 0002 and 0817 923 0003. WhatsApp or Telegram number is 0809 030 6416. Denise, good afternoon. Wait, you bought all those items yesterday. You be ritualist? No, I'm not. No wonder Oluwafemi and Co used to talk about visiting you during the Champions League commentary, enjoying your show. Really? They gossip me on radio? Are you serious? Okay, I'm gonna look at I'm gonna see to the bottom of this particular Thank you so much for this vital information. We are live on X at Nigeria Info PH is our X handle, and Facebook page is Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. All right, Nigeria Info. Good afternoon to you and welcome.
I'm calling from Rumigbo.
You're welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you. Oh, we have the manpower. We even have the resources and even the money to push sufficient food on the table of every Nigerian. But as for individuals, it's pride. I mean, I like what is going on in Nigeria now, because those that are looking at farmers, they are useless people. Now, farmer is a big man. To go in a bank and you tell the banker, say, do fast, I want to go and attend to my farm now. Everybody will come looking at you. But you say I left my office, nobody is there taking care of it. That is the type of people Nigerians want. So I equally join you to at least proclaim this issue of agriculture. Is the priority, should be the priority of everyone. Plant something at your backyard. If you don't have backyard to plant, beg somebody who have it and is not using it, there is need to do that too, so that there is food on the. There will be food on the table of every Nigerian. From this side of Nigeria, there is total neglect concerning agriculture. There is vast areas in Niger, Abua, Eleme, that I don't know whether state government is not looking at those lands that is for agriculture. It's only in River State that will focus building all those things. This is not what we need. There are so many areas that government has the money. We even carry people all the way from Nigeria to India to train them. Why can't we move all the way to go and leave this peasant farming in the north here and come and replicate that in Niger State here, Niger Delta State here?
Okay.
Not all that cost. And we can even sponsor them to go and learn the agriculture concerning farming in other countries like India and the rest.
All right. Thank you so much. Zion from GRA. Welcome, Zion. Let's talk.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Our ancestors are pre-industrial agricultural people. They did this farming that every household have farmlands. If they are not farming cassava, they are farming plantains, potato, okra. Pre-industrial level, and food was cheaper for us. We have never seen it like this before. We are virtually eating 3 times a day, 4 times a day. Sometimes we even throw away the food. Sometimes we don't even eat food that is the debris. We don't eat them. We have to eat everything that same day to cook another one tomorrow. But today, look at the situation. because everybody decided to come to Port Harcourt, to the city, to look for white-collar jobs, forgetting that we have a history. Our history must be protected, must be observed. What our people are known for. There was a time I was shouting on radio, go and farm, oh, go and farm. Oh. Some people thought I was talking too much. Do I have a farm? Yes. In Bayelsa, I have a farm. In fact, my plantation is in Bayelsa. I challenged my wife. She never walked out from the beginning, reach the ending. She never walked out triumph. The thing is as big. Am I the one there? No. There are people there. At the cassava farm, there are people there. We can do it. Am I the one eating the old food if they harvest them? The answer is no. T-square. I don't buy gari. I don't buy plantain. If I need any of this, it's just a phone call. They will bring it. Here in Asia, the same thing. We prefer white-collar job. Our lands are empty. We put it on insecurity. There is X-Men there, killer X-Men. There is this. So let's be honest, even in our communities today that there are insecurity, who are the people causing insecurity? Are they not our jobless children? Why can't we engage them to go to the farm? If everybody have their own portion of farm, there will be bigger and much food in the market. You talk about planting the vegetables at your behind your window. I personally introduce my children to have their own sandbank. They have their own yellow pepper. In the morning, I teach them. This is what my
pepper is expensive now. There is no 100 naira pepper in the market again.
You see now, and you see the joy of these children going to water their pepper. Now my pepper be this, no water them. This belongs to me. This is how our parents trained us. And I told them, in the next 3-4 months, you'll be having your own pepper. Can we start introducing our children to this through sandbanks in our windows? Yes, we have tiled all our floors, but we can employ this method by giving them the other side of the agriculture. Let them be food. I am not happy to see people hungry. I'm not happy about that. Soon, our potato in River State here, they'll go for harvest. People have started coming to price. Let us buy here. I say, no, let harvest come to you, buy per bag. Am I the one to eat the whole potato we farm here in River State?
But you know, that potato sounds like a lot. Like I said, how many Nigerians have the time? Like you said, we have white-collar jobs, all right? But this is basic. You may not have the time to own a farmland. You may not have the time to cultivate in large quantity. But what about something small for your household?
Yes, we can do that this way. Okay, these farms I just mentioned, I'm not the one there. There are people working there already. As I'm talking to you, they are there. My agriculture needs your time. Let's be honest. But if you are privileged to have people that will work with you, fine. Does it mean that they will not steal? Or I will not use the word steal. Does it mean that they will not touch? They will. But you have an agreement with them by percentage. They will be faithful, and they know this is what they are feeding from.
Okay, finally, Zion, I need to ask you this question. Since you mentioned that you have a plantain plantation, please, why is plantain expensive when plantain is grown easily and everywhere?
Okay, when the flood came, it ravaged all our lands.
Okay.
And most of us went far to source for plantain sucker.
Okay.
Some of us managed to preserve. And take note, when growing, you maintain the farm. But most of the time now, if you have about 20 plots, you can't weed now, you use chemical.
Okay.
Those chemical, you bought them with money. And the person sold you those chemicals, sold them with a dollar rate, right?
Oh, really?
And I went to buy them in dollar rate, right?
Okay.
And time for harvest. I need to also harvest my plantain in a dollar rate.
Wow.
I can go back to farm.
Mr. Zion. See, like I said, I still do not understand. Maybe someone else can explain to me. In my church compound alone, there are plantains. Some of us as church members, we take turns to harvest them. But I'm not talking about small plantains, bunch of plantain. To tell you that this is something that is grown with little or no effort, or what's the word I'm looking for? So why it's this expensive? Well, maybe it's because of but they're the ones that are not supposed to be that expensive. For instance, if my neighbor that lives in the compound beside me harvests the plantain and takes it to the road, she will sell it for how much? When I know that she did not even need to do much to grow the plantain in the first place. Real Gates from Port Harcourt Town. Welcome to the sunny side. Let's talk.
Good afternoon to you, Lady D2W.
Good afternoon to you and welcome.
Thank you very much. If your neighbor not put enough money, your neighbor not put enough time into harvesting it, and besides, she will sell it what is obtainable present day. Because now from that money where she go sell from the plantain, and she go take augment the other side with the expensive, is it not?
Oh, really? Wow.
She use what you have to get what you need. Not be waiting and tell us when we do for her mother. Well, talking about this other issue of subsistence farming, already you've highlighted it. And when there is no space, what do? Somebody say, go borrow another. That it is an abomination for you to use somebody's rain to plant your corn. Because if I plant my corn, what if you won't collect the rain from me back when I never harvest my corn? What happens to my corn? Go to borrow a parcel of land. How do I secure that place convincingly? Neighbor's backyard now. The thing is, if we have the opportunity, it's a farming. But just like you said, because of the timing also, a lot of us it's not necessarily because of white collar. There are some persons that, if given the opportunity, they will go into full-time agriculture. For me, we are not exploiting what we have in the agri sector. That's why it's as if hunger, they won't finish most of us now.
I see.
But that builds on the government. But we are talking about subsistence farming. One, space. Two, the time. And like you said, the skill. A lot of us, we grew up way back. We had little farms where we would harvest in the days of our primary and secondary school. But right now, most of us don't even know about those skills because other things have overtaken the skills. It's a good one if you have the space and if you have the time. But when you don't have the time and the space, what do? That's the question I'm asking. Because if we want to go, because we are talking about short-term measures now, is it not what you are talking about?
Yes, I mean, we cannot keep buying Gary. I'm sorry. Like I said, I almost cried at the market. Small thing like this remain. I will sit down on the road in the market and I'll be crying. And people will gather and say, Madam, why you cry? A custard rubber of Gary for 2-4. How? I was able to buy. But what about the people that could not buy? What about the people that will go home?
If you cry, that what you want to make me do. This afternoon.
Really? How many of us are looking to explore that option? Now, if you plant something today, of course, you know it will not grow today. You would have to wait a while. When is corn season again? Corn usually comes out around which month? Please. Is it not next month? Is it May? You know, corn, ube, coconut. I hear one coconut is now 700 naira. I don't know how true it is, but for those of us that love use coconut for a lot of things, coconut oil, coconut milk, for coconut rice and all of that. How are we navigating all of that? Now, while coconut is being sold for 700 naira outside, my neighbor tells me that one of our neighbors, in short, she didn't tell me. She was breaking coconut, and I'm like, where you see this kind of coconut where dry? She said, it's Mr. Patrick's house. So Mr. Patrick's house is just at the entrance of my road. And when I pass, I always see the coconut tree. And I did not know that the ones I was seeing was just, what do you call it? Tip of the what? Ice. There was more inside. So he could afford to give out coconuts. Maybe if I was close to him, I would go and say, please, I want to cook coconut rice now. Give me coconut. Maybe he will give me, maybe he will not. So he doesn't have to bother about things like coconut. Whether he wants to sell it or he wants to be making coconut rice for his family every now and then, he'll tell his wife, it's as if coconut rice is hungry me. They go there and they buy coconut, and maybe they will not need to buy outside. Vegetable, a head, is now sold for 200 naira. There's no 100 naira pumpkin, vegetable, ugu leaf in the market anymore. I didn't even bother to ask how much okra was. But if pepper, ordinary pepper, this is the real definition of I have seen pepper. There is no 100 naira pepper anymore. Not yellow pepper, not red pepper. There is no 100 naira shombo anymore. If you want to buy pepper, you will buy from 200 naira. So if you're the kind of person that loves pepper, I'm a Bayelsa woman, and I cannot have my ice fish or my fish, fresh fish. It's not anything fish, meat, chicken. The thing has to be spicy. It's the pepper that used to enhance the flavor. How much pepper will I buy to make an average pot of pepper soup, or what is it called? What if I can plant that pepper? And whenever I need to make anything peppery, I just go there and harvest it. Do I have the time for that? Do I have the skill required? I mean, some of us were taught agriculture in our basic, as in primary school. We had a school farm. And when we were taught practical in class, they take us to the school farm. When we were taught theory in class, I beg your pardon, they take us to the school farm to go and practicalize it. Would it be the solution to the hiking food prices? Let me know in the comment section on Facebook and on X. Denise, I love this topic today. Subsistence farming is a good solution, but when it comes to food in Nigeria, we the people are the cause. We're too heartless and wicked. We seek to make so much profit at all costs. Everything is always based on dollar, even what they don't even use any fertilizer. Subsistence farming will help, but most Nigerians are too greedy. Right now from Woji. Denise, good afternoon. Me, I have my own ugu farm, because the last time I went to buy, I was told there's no 100 naira own. Chief Churchill says, today I was watching NTA when I saw an advert where they were talking about having a garden in your compound. Then when it's grown, take a photo of it and send it to the first lady in your state. Then by December, you stand a chance to win 20 million naira from the first lady. I even thought you had it. That's why you're bringing up this topic. I know you, thank you for bringing me this vital information. I'm gonna go and have a garden. I want to win that 20 million naira. Fidelis says, my sister, the truth must be told. The real cost of plantain is not all that expensive in the local market. It is the resellers who purchase these plantains from the local market that increase the price. As a matter of fact, I'm a full-time producer of this farm product. Fidelis Elemuwa from Chokocho. Fidelis is like, I'll be buying plantain from you. Melody from Uniport says subsistence farming is highly encouraged now. For the past 3 months, I have been eating vegetable soup at least once a week, courtesy of the small garden I operate in my compound. For now, expenses on vegetables is being saved. Nigerian, good afternoon to you and welcome.
Yeah, good day, my sister.
Good day, good day, good day.
Yeah, this is Comrade Dixon Israel Igbo from Ahoda West.
Comrade Dixon, you're welcome.
Yeah. My sister, there is no how we are farming that will alleviate the suffering of the masses in food stock area. Because we don't have much money. If we don't have much money, the little one we are planting cannot do the level of economy right now. Because if the period we are planting is not the period you are harvesting. No matter how you are farming, you can meet up. Especially when the flood comes, the flood will sweep everything, and you will still remain the same. Even if you plant plantain, you plant a cassava, you will still be hunger. Myself, as I speak to you, I'm a farmer. I'm a seriously. Other one aspect is shifting cultivation. When you don't have enough land to shift, you can meet up, and you cannot use only your power to do the farming. Because government does not support farmers, especially in rural areas. Even those people who are fishermen, they don't have to fishing. That is why you see that fish was so costly, because the implement that was used in killing fish in the river or in in funds.
Okay, I'm sorry I have to let you go now. We need to go on an ad break. I'm so sorry. After the ad break, I come back to more messages. Stay tuned.
Anywhere Clara enter like this, people must give am comment.
So quickly, Udoka on Facebook says, in the past, people used to have gardens in their backyard. It was not everything we used to buy in the market. When my grandma was alive in the village, the only thing she used to buy in the market was just fish. The rest of the food stuff she uses to plug it in the backyard. Both fruits, now we buy everything in the market, even vegetables. I remember when I used to plug vegetables in our backyard to cook rice back then. We used to go and steal people's mangoes and star apples, and because it was everywhere. Now people build houses and put wine bar and gates man house instead of garden in their backyard. Mango tree and palm wine tree have been replaced with borehole water. Are you pained? Sadiq Kende says, let our government prioritize agriculture for the state. Agricultural project costs lesser than the road. Caesar says, we have food, no money to buy. I don't know what is wrong with these people in this country. Someone says, well, me, I have a garden even before things got so expensive. I have pepper, tomatoes, plantain, yam, chicken, pear, grape, pineapple, bitter leaf, scent leaf. Things are hard, though. Having a garden is important now. And not just for planting. What about rearing livestock, chicken, goat, fish? Some of these things we always buy. What about rearing them ourselves? Subsistence farming is a solution. People are buying into it, but farms are being invaded. They know themselves and their reasons. Christy says, good afternoon, DDW. Subsistence agriculture would have been a remedy to food provision if the government at all levels can sit up to their responsibility. I am guaranteed of protection when I go to my farm. Am I guaranteed of protection when I go to my farm? How many people are confident to go into the bush to farm without fear of being attacked? A country that is void of security for its people cannot make progress in any way. Christy from Port Harcourt. This one says, for every home, hi Denise, good afternoon. For years I've been asking our universities to make it compulsory for students to include growing of crops and harvest for assessment. Imagine how much exports it would have gotten Nigeria all these years. Those without land should use sacks for planting. See my nephew's harvest from sacks. Eragoba IC, send that in. Wow. Yeah, so people even use buckets, by the way. These are cucumbers. These are, what's this called again? So people even use, the bottom line is this. Everybody has to start thinking smart. Enough of the complaints. What can you do to help with the situation? If everybody can grow whatever it is they eat, I believe that to a large extent, those who have this for sale will be forced to bring down prices, because you know what they do shakara for people now. If you have plantain to sell at 10,500 and I can grow my own plantains and the next person can grow his own plantain, you'll be forced to bring down the price of your own plantain because you see that I come to buy from you as some sort of, I don't want to use the word privilege. We need all the help we can get.
Talk radio.
That's
Talk radio.
#1 talk all the time. Sports station.
So as I was saying, December is how many months from now? Some people have started growing their December chicken. What I mean, rearing their December chicken. So they already have, the chicks, and they will continue feeding the chicks until they grow. Some people already have fish ponds where they can, get their own fish. So no matter the price of catfish in the market, they cannot be bothered. Some people have their own fowl, their poultry where they lay eggs. So if you sell egg for 300 naira per one, they cannot be bothered. If it's a solution to you, then I think you should take advantage of it. I'm Denise Aniswalu, and that brings us to the end of the Sunny Side today. Talking Figures comes up 2 to 3. 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock after Trending Stories. We would have a series of recorded programs. Do enjoy the rest of your day.